Today we're going to be brewing one of my favorite beers of all time, Murgy Straight from Four Priests Brewery. All right, folks, you saw the exciting milling in. Now it's time for the mashing in. You notice that the intro is a little different. I'm messing around with different intros. So instead of, babbling on in the beginning before I get to work, I'm just gonna get to work and babble while I work. Or should I say waffle, since we're doing UK goods today. Let me know in the comments how you like this strategy. Strategy. Let me know if you like this format. There we go. So, Murgy Straight, British Golden Ale, Four Priests Brewery. I was just there a month or two ago. God, Andy makes great beers. If you're in the UK, Middlewich, Sandbatch, any of the other witches and batches they got going on over there, get to Four Priests Brewery. And guess what? Exciting news. They just expanded. They got their own pub going now. So, check out their new pub. If it's open. I don't know when this video is coming out, but if it's not open, it'll be open soon. And if you're not following Andy at Four Priests Brewery's YouTube channel, which I'm sure you are, but if not, go over there and check it out. Andy's an awesome dude. Shares pretty much all of his recipes. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me telling you about this recipe, but I would rather you go get it from him. But I mean, it's a British golden ale. I tried to use I did pull it off this time using all UK ingredients. But I've made this a bunch of times, and I think at least one other time I didn't have something, so I subbed it out, but yeah, it's just a delicious beer. Oh yeah, and the reason why I'm brewing this, again, other than I love this beer and I want to put it on the beer engine, my dad called me up the other day and says he needs a keg of beer. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He doesn't drink. But his neighbor helped him pull the pontoon boat out for the winter, and he wanted to thank him with a keg of beer. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. What does he like? He said, well, he likes light beers. So I'm like, all right, enough said. Not that this is a light beer. I mean, it's a light-ish, it's golden. But it's so easy drinking that I think it's a great gateway beer even for those big beer, light beer drinkers. So this will be perfect because it's so crushable. I think it'll be a great, it's going to take his light beer palate and just explode it with flavor. And then he'll never be able to drink another beer again except for Murgy. But yeah, so apparently this dude has a kegerator. So like I said, I put it on the beer engine. But I'm going to be messing around when it comes down to it with carbonation levels because I'll talk to Andy and see if he's done this. I think he's done this for on regular keg for different pubs in his area, but my instinct is to go on the lower side of carbonation, maybe 1.8 or something volumes, and just keep that smooth crushability. Another thing that I realized when I went there, because I brewed it a couple times before I went and visited Andy, I noticed that the taste was really similar from what I remembered. But his seemed like smoother and the flavors were more rounded and just it was even more drinkable. And I kind of think that my problem is I get excited to drink it and I drink it too fresh. Where I believe Andy lets it mature for like 10 days or something, possibly a fortnight. But I'll have to check with him. I'll check with him and then I'll put it up on the screen, whether or not I'm full of crap or not. But yeah, so also I haven't brewed in a little while. You guys have probably noticed that I haven't done a lot of videos lately. Thank you for sticking around and being patient. Just, you guys know, sometimes life gets busy. Haley, my baby girl, freaking graduated high school, started college. So a lot going on, but I'm getting back in the mix. What else? Nothing else. I'm going to do a nice slow mash in, like you guys know. I'll speed it up for you guys. But I think we're caught up. If you can't tell, I don't do scripts or anything. So I mean, like, I hit record and just see what happens. And maybe that's what some people dig. It probably annoys a lot of people. But if it doesn't annoy you, subscribe. Because it's just pretty cool when you do that. And it costs you nothing. So yeah, this is totally unscripted goods, believe it or not. And I also like to I do the intro. I like to do things in order. So I don't know. I don't know if that works good or not, but it makes for a lot of editing, I'll tell you that. But I'm glad you guys are here to check out the action. I should talk about the grain bill a little bit. So it's mostly extra pale ale, UK malt, A little bit of Maris Otter, a little bit of 30 Crystal or whatever they call it in the UK. And yeah, I put a little bit of rice hulls in there. I don't think Andy does, but I do just because that's what I've always done, and I continuously mash, recirculate, that is. I guess everyone continuously mashes while they're mashing. Again, unscripted quality you guys get here. But, oh yeah, and there's a little bit of wheat in there too. So, like I said, get with Andy if you want the recipe. I want to say that he even, if you search for Murgy Straight Brewday and click on Andy's and not mine, he probably just gives the recipe in there. But yeah, so we're gonna speed it up. I've been totally waffling for minutes upon minutes. I don't want to say how many because I'm probably going to cut most of this waffle / babble out. And yeah, check out this super fast mashing that's really super slow. All right, folks, all mashed in. Let's see what this recirculation looks like in real time. Oh, I got a little hanger-oner there. Huh. So we're starting the recirculation. Still settling in for the 149 mash temp. But once we hit it, we'll start the timer for 60 minutes. All right, folks, while we're waiting for the mash to come up to temp, we're pretty close. I don't know if that's flashing for you, but we're at 147. So we're getting close, but I'm doing a CIP on the fermenter. Hand up. I left it dirty for longer than I would have liked after the first batch, but I do fill it completely up with water right after I empty it. And then I promptly forgot about it. But I like to do that. I like to fill it all the way up with water and then, you know, let it sit for a little while to break up the gunk. But also, I feel like when I release it, when I let all the water out, it kind of pulls most of the CO2 out with it. And when you're using a caustic cleaner, you don't want acid in there to neutralize it. I mean, it's probably minuscule and, you know, doesn't affect most people, but I went to a cleaning seminar when I was pro brewing, and you know, it's just one of the things they talked about. So that's what I do. But anyways, I think it kind of saved me with the forgetting about it for a while. So I've been hitting it with a CIP cycle all morning. And I don't know if you guys have had the same results, but this stuff here, 5 stars liquid PBW, I don't know why, but it works way better than, you know, the regular granule stuff. I don't know if it's because the granule stuff works. I mean, I've used it for years and it works fine. But this stuff's just next level. And I don't know, maybe I was using the granular stuff wrong or at the wrong temperature or whatever, but I've had a lot of success with this liquid PBW from 5 Star. They are a sponsor of the Homebrew Club, Brew Tubers. I think I got this bottle from last year's experiment, the Brew Tubers experiment. But it doesn't matter, because if I needed some, I'd buy some. This stuff is awesome. Game changer. So that's where we are with that. I'm going to, here in a little bit, once I get the mash going, I am going to rinse it, do a rinse cycle, and then I am going to take this all apart and just make sure, because this isn't the jacketed SS Brewtech, it has the coil in the middle, and just make sure there isn't any stubborn gunk on the coil. There 99% of the time there isn't, but just for my own peace of mind, whatever the saying is, to make myself feel better, I'm going to double check it. If everything's good, I'll run a sanitizing cycle and start putting it together, which I'll probably show you in a time lapse. But we're at 148. Circulation is circulating nicely. Smells amazing. Still have the hanger on her there. Yeah. So we will, it's close enough. We will start the timer. And it's a beautiful day. Brewing Murgy Straight. All right, folks, mashing complete. Shut the pumps off. We're doing a 15-minute rest while the hot liquor tank gets up to mash out temp, or sparging temp. Inspected the coil, clean as a whistle. We're all clean down in the fermenter. So I'm going to start assembling the fermenter while we get up to sparge temps. Then we'll start sparging. All right, folks. Rest complete. I forgot to mention that I ran a sanitizing CIP cycle on the Unitank. So that's getting ready to be reassembled. I just cleaned all the fittings, getting ready to sanitize them, put it back together. But first, let's start the sparge with what the hell? I don't know why I did that. Gimbal. The gimbal freaked out. Anyways, the 1 ladle Vorloff. But my pump is being really loud today for some reason, so I'm not going to talk. So if I need to turn down the volume in post, I can do that. Okay, here we go. It's nice and clear. I know I said I wasn't going to talk, but I'm talking anyways because we're going to get a sample of the first runnings of the mash. Valve closed. Let the sparging begin. All right, folks, we've been boiling. So, first hop addition is at 20 minutes, which is what we're at. And great news. I just talked to Andy, and he said he's published the recipe, so there's no secrets, nothing to hide. So, I'll try to remember to put all the stuff on the screen, but I believe this edition is 5 IBU each of Talus and Citra. That again was the 20-minute edition. Stir that in. All right, next up will be, I believe, 7 IBU of Talus and Citra at 10 minutes. I'll have to readjust my inventory because I spilt a bunch of Citra hops all over the place. Well, not a bunch, but it felt like a bunch. So, that sucks. Yeah, we're getting close to the next hop drop here. Currently boiling at 88%. Yeah, it's been a pretty great brew day. Oh, one thing, another stupid thing I did was, like I said, I haven't brewed in a while, so I'm a little rusty. But I noticed about halfway through sparging that I didn't turn the pump on for sparging to get the mash over to the boil. It was just going gravity style, which worked fine. Yeah, so it's good to know. I guess I can do at least halfway gravity if I ever have to. But hopefully that's the worst thing that happens this brew day. Knocking the cobwebs off. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe. You know, that'd be pretty cool. And leave a comment. I like interacting with you guys. All right, here we go. Talus going in. Citra going in. Ooh, you know what? I also want to do some yeast nutrient at 10 minutes. I forgot about. We'll do the standard 2 grams. This 10-gallon batch at 10 minutes. Whoa. Big old clump of yeast nutrient came out. There we go. 2 grams yeast nutrient. At 10 minutes. And you know what else I just realized I forgot? I forgot to put the freaking jaded chiller in. We got 10 minutes left. Luckily, I did put it through a sanitizing regimen today, so it's sanitized. So we'll warm it up, drop it in, because we've got some exciting stuff coming. All right, folks, tragedy averted. We got it in. Didn't kill the boil hardly all, maybe 15 seconds. And now I'm going to add in my usual 10 grams of Irish moss at 5 minutes or 2 minutes. Once again, engaging the window. I'll say a 5 minute to 0 minute window for the old Irish moss. Now, I think Andy uses Warflock or something fancy. I don't remember. I will look into it and put it on the screen. Maybe. If you're seeing it on the screen, then I did that. If not, better luck next time. All right. Now, in about a minute, we're going to kill the boil. While it's still hot, we're going to take a precision boil off reading. And then we're going to engage Whirlpool action. We're going to cool her on down to 170-ish. Add some more Talus and Citra. Then I'm going to Whirlpool it for 30 minutes. After that, you guys know the routine. We'll chill it down as far as I can go. We'll get as close to 68 as I can. And then we'll ship it on over to the old fermenter that's ready and waiting. So get in the comments, tell me what you guys have been brewing. Tell me if you saw me do anything wrong. There's the timer. Just say hi. You know? Whatever. All right, so we're shooting for 12.5 gallons. There's our 12.5 gallon line, and we're just a little bit above it. Maybe I'd say 12 3/4, so not as vigorous of a boil off. Still within tolerance, I'm gonna say, because I'm not gonna boil it longer and we're just gonna go with it. Yeah, so let's engage Whirlpool action. Sorry, I'm just taking an extra second to think because the things I've forgotten today are impressive. So we are currently filling up the Whirlpool tubing. Now let's engage Whirlpool. All valves are open. Now, I'm going to switch over my PID to mash. I use the Easy Boil PIDs. So we're going to switch that to mash so that now this vessel will be controlled like it's holding a mash temp instead of boil, which is percentage. So I have it set at 170. I have the element off anyways, but I'm gonna go turn on the water and we're gonna start chilling her down. All right, we're chilling. So let's get our next top edition weighed out. Talus and Citra only in this delicious beer. Gets a nice hefty dry hop too. I don't remember the amount, but I need to make sure that I have enough Citra for that since I spilled some of it. Yeah, the dry hop, I don't remember the amount. I'll put it on the screen because I need to look on my phone, which I'm using to record right now. So, we're at 178 right now. And I'm gonna go shut off the water. And we're coming right in, 172. I'm gonna start dropping the hops. Boom. We're 170. So let's set our timer. 30 minutes. 170. And we're doing it. Folks, we're doing it. We're brewing. Well, I'm brewing. Hopefully you're brewing too. I'm going to turn on the element, keep us at 170-ish, and then we'll transfer over, right? No. Then we'll chill down and transfer over. See you then. All right, folks, we're at 76. Trying to get to 68, but 75. 76. So I think we're going to send it over to the fermenter and bring it to the rest of the way. Bring it the rest of the way down to 68. So let's send her over. Make sure the heater is on, just in case it needs it. And let's turn on the Inkbird. Looks like we're still set for a previous cold crash. Cool. Let's see. Heat was off for some reason. All right. So we're transferring over, and we will bring her down to 68, oxygenate, pitch the tilt, pitch the yeast, and then call it a day for the video, and I'll do a little bit more cleanup after that. So that's it. That's what we're doing. All right, folks, I've engaged gimbal mode for the last part of the video. So we're chilling down nicely. We're already at 69.6. So I'm going to go ahead and take the also important but not really important Whirlpack sample. Which reminds me, I found the Whirlpack sample from the yeast, or not the yeast, the experiment. This year's experiment brew day never blew up. 3 months of being in the hot garage, I'd say it's pretty stable. It's the good thing about the Whirlpack sample. You know if it's stable. Alright, so let's take this sample. Just going to take a little bit there. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze the air out. Most of the air. Wrap it up. Close it up. Boom. And we'll put that in a little sandwich baggie and put it somewhere warm and see if it explodes. So now it's time for the oxygenation. 2 minutes at 1 is what I do. How come I can never remember what the 1 stands for? Liters per minute. So while we're doing that, let's just talk about the brew day. Awesome. Great brew day back. Couple little hiccups here and there, but totally survivable. Hit my numbers. It's a little low on mash pH. I think 5.15. So acceptable. I'm going with it. Pre-boil, post-boil, numbers hit. I don't remember what they are. But I remember hitting them. We're going to end up at like 4.5%. So, yeah. Oxygenation going great. Next, we're going to, well, what am I talking about next? I'll just show you. Oxygenation complete. Time to pitch the yeast. Now, it's time to pitch. The Tilt Pro Mini Blue. So, just pulled it out of the sanitizer. Let's drop her in. Oh, we can just leave the lid off. Because we're going right in with 3 packs of US-05 per the legend himself, Andy from Four Priests Brewery. All right, 3 packs pitched, US-05. Airlock on. Great brew day had. I need a beer. All right, folks, that's a wrap on the brew day. Murgy Straight, British Golden Ale. Thank you beer for my dad's neighbor. Brew day went great. Hit my numbers. 1044 original gravity. What's up? There's a little, the wife popping in. So, where was I? 1044 original gravity. Perfect. Be dry hopping. I think 2.6 ounces of Talus and Citra on day 6. I do have enough Citra, even with the spill. So, it's my lucky day, once again. Still got some pint glasses available if you want one. I'll leave my email in the description. Hit me up. We got merch also in the description, a link to that. Come check out BrewTubers online homebrew club. Homebrewing's really taking a dip here lately, but you know, we're still out there. If you don't have time to go to a live meeting, you know, for your regular club, come check us out. You can be in both. There's no rules against that. So I find it pretty handy to just be able to pop online and, you know, talk to other brewers, because if you're a brewer, you know that, I mean, you love talking about beer and brewing, and you know, it's cool to have other people to do that with. So all that being said, great brew day. Thank you, Andy, again for sharing the recipe. Check him out, his YouTube channel. I'll leave a link in the description, and yeah, more to come. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers.